Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So, they finally got to this last piece of option, which is you're going to try to mobilize or draft the Ukrainian citizens living abroad. So, if you are between 25, in this case, I think, and 60, you have Ukrainian citizenship, dual citizenship, wherever you are. Under the Ukrainian constitution, they can draft you. And this is exactly what the defense minister of the Ukrainian people, the Tatar Umerov, decided to do. And he says it, and then he tries to use euphemisms to clarify. That is, you'll see. I got 3 articles. Words are important. And when you make a statement, make sure before you make the statement that you use the right words in the right, how should I put it, enumeration or order. You don't just throw words over there and they say, oh, that's not what I meant. Okay, I will, explain more. I will provide more details. So let's see what Umerov did and said here. This article comes from the Kiev Independent. Update. Umerov says he wants to mobilize Ukrainian men living abroad. All right, but I'm going to go to this one right here, which is Defense Minister Umerov announces plans to draft Ukrainians living abroad. You know what draft is? Draft is they send you an information, a paper, an email, whatever the method is, and they say you need to show up at this location at this time with these papers, and we're going to put you in military clothes. We're going to do some medical tests on you so we make sure that you are okay, and then we're going to send you over there. We're going to give you some training, and you go and defend your country. This is what's going to happen. So they got to this point. That means people in Ukraine are not too many to be drafted, or the ones that they are, they're looking for fresh, younger, sturdier stock. So let's see what these guys are saying. And let's have a look at this Ukrainian. I like him. Not. Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov wants Ukrainian men aged 25 to 60 who are living abroad and fit for military service to be conscripted into the armed forces of Ukraine in 2024. German TV news channel Welt TV reported on December 21st, which is today. Umerov mentioned that there will be invitations sent out, and in case of non-compliance, he promised, quote-unquote, sanctions. What does that mean? Well, the law is a law, right? Is a law. So here, he promises sanctions. The third article that I have here ready for you, Umerov comes and say, well, there will not be sanctions, but yeah, it's going to use the, let's call them differently, suggestions, but they're sanctions. I will get to that one. So let's continue with this one. We are still discussing what should happen if they do not come voluntarily, said Umerov. And we want fairness for everyone because it's about our own country. It is not a punishment to stand up for one's country and serve it. It's an honor. I agree with that. But what if people consider your war not a just war? Then what? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm in charge. Basically, right? In the future, those who would be affected by such an initiative should clearly understand how the training, equipment, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's one. Zelensky stated that the military asked, not he, that the asked to conscript an additional 450 to 500,000 personnel, but asked the military to come up with a fully realized plan. Why? Because he doesn't want to be the one losing popularity. Hey, Zelensky drafted 500,000 more people from abroad as well. They want to drop it on Zaluzny's head. That's the whole point. Garbage. All right, let's go to the second article. All right, update. Umerov says he wants to mobilize Ukrainian men living abroad. This is the update. Update, why? Because he said it what he said, and now they try to cover for him. Editor's note, remember, cover up right here. A previous version of this story said that Ukraine will mobilize Ukrainian men living abroad. It has been updated to reflect clarifications from Ukraine's defense ministry. Ukraine wants to recruit Ukrainians living abroad. Recruit, okay, no problem. And may sanction those who do not show up to recruitment offices. Defense Minister Rustem Umerov said in an interview with German media outlet Die Welt on December 21st. After the story was originally released, they say, oh shit. Defense Ministry press officer Ilarion Pavlyuk told the Ukrainian media outlet Babel that Umerov's comments had been taken out of context. Yeah, that means gaslighting. That means you're an idiot, you didn't get it. Let me tell you what you need to understand. You know, I'm gonna put that object in your object, and that's gonna be exchange of services. Okay? Yeah, that's what I meant. No, it's not a rape. It's that object. I'm gonna put it in that object over there. You don't like it, you don't want it, but I'm gonna provide you with services, okay? You're gonna get some unwanted services. Don't call it rape. This is what these guys are doing now. Okay. The thing is gonna be that object is gonna go inside of that object anyway, and don't want it, don't like it, and I'm gonna force you. That's how these guys are saying. It's not a rape, it's a service, provided services. I feel better already. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, shit. That Umerov comments had been taken out of context. What's the context? Mobilization, we need 500,000 people to fight the Russians, we're losing. What's the context again? Umerov spoke generally about how to communicate to you. Okay, bullshit. Now let's go to the last one. Ukrainska Pravda, Defense Ministry explains minister's words. Explains, because we are baboons. We don't know. Okay, we don't know. On mobilization abroad, it's invitation to army, not sanction. Oh. Is it mandatory invitation? I invite you to attend the mobilization mandatory arrival or whatever. Okay, it's just you call it invitation, like these guys call themselves, we are an Antifa, we are anti-fascist. Oh, but you act like them, so what are you talking about? If you call yourself, let's say I call myself tomorrow the perfect guy in the world, Mr. Perfect, like the WW whatever in 90s or something. Let's say Mr. Perfect. It doesn't make me perfect. I know that if I identify myself and I call myself being then I can be. But like Mr. Perfect, no. But still, you can, but it doesn't mean you are. The same here. It's just an invitation, the term. Doesn't mean the term. They could tell it a wedding invitation. But you go then gonna be a conscript. Involuntary conscription. No sanctions. You'll see gonna be sanctions. The Ministry of Defense, and I'm gonna show you why there would be consequences, negative. The Ministry of Defense has clarified that Minister Rustem Umerov calls on all Ukrainians, to join the armed forces. But there is no question of a mechanism to punishing or putting legal pressure on men outside Ukraine. Okay, remember this, there's no mechanism. Is the Constitution clear about that? Because they're going to use the Constitution in their statement. Ilarion Pavlyuk, the guy who's the spin doctor, but not too smart, but the audience is not so smart, so he doesn't have to, head of the Press and Information Department of the Ministry of Defense, in a comment, hey, when I said we're baboons, I'm not talking about Romanian baboons, American baboons, Ukrainian baboons. We are all, as humans, not too bright. Just rub some shoulders with you people around you and you'll understand. Now, and this is the word, this is the quote. Pay attention, my friends. The minister calls on all Ukrainian citizens to join the armed forces wherever they are. The fact that you have not received an enlistment notice does not mean that the threat to Ukraine has disappeared. So it doesn't mean that you're out of our reach, basically. Now, does this apply to those Ukrainians who are abroad? Absolutely. Defending the country in time of war is a constitutional duty of all citizens. You know what that is? That's legal. It's a duty. If I, the defense minister, I send you an invitation to join us against the Russians for those interests, for those guys' interests, you do it because that's a constitutional duty. So that's punishable by law. They're not going to sanction you, but they're going to follow the Constitution. They have to. understand? I just have to put that thing in that thing. I have to. And you have to understand that too. Okay? Got it? That's what it is. It's a constitutional duty, which is true. Everything this guy says is true. My point is, if they got to this situation, they got to this point, what does that tell you? There's desperation on the front. Desperation. If you look for, oh my God, there's some in Canada. Let's get the Canadian Ukrainians. The ones that I go to Canada many times. I have friends and relatives over there. So if you go to Canada, you're going to see a lot of, I was advised by my host, here is the many Ukrainians here. We go to this store. I like going to the Russian store or a Polish store. You buy a lot of good food over there, like where I come from. All right, so I'm talking about Toronto. So you go over there, and a lot of people, Ukrainians, come on the cars, and that's great. That's great. Now it's your time to shine. And you know what I would do? I would also go and say, you have a Ukrainian flag on your car? You should go too. Mandatory. You have a flag on your house? You should go too. I support them with my passion. Yeah, but then you want me fired from my job if I don't agree with your garbage, right? Fucking. Anyway. If we are talking, but we're not, right, about a mechanism to punish or legal pressure on those outside Ukraine, this is not an agenda, and the key word, now. Oh, man. Remember, it's like I say, baby doll, I will get you and I will put that thing in that thing, but no, I'm not going to do it for now. What does it tell you? I get the freedom, the liberty to do it. It's a matter if when I desire. It's like a done deal. You have nothing to say. I will do it. But right now, I don't know. It's not on the agenda now. But now is now. 3 minutes from now, things could be the other way. Now is not now. Now it was 3 minutes ago. Now is a different story. Things changed. Like one of my friends. Hey, we got a little problem. The little problem always changed everything. Like, hey, we got a little problem. I got to put this in your... What? There's a little problem? That's a big problem. The same here. For now. You don't got, things change, man. The front. How should I put it? Legally, that's true. Everything that Umerov is legal. Under the Constitution, if you're a citizen of that country, they can legally mobilize you. They can draft you. They can do whatever they want with you. And if you don't, that's punishable. You're court-martialed, whatever you are. I don't know. It's just, that is called desertion. I think you're a deserter if you don't show up. That's so. Yes, they don't like it, but now it's time to show your real Ukrainian heart, Slava Ukraini or something. All right, I don't like. At least say it. You know what? Fuck it. I don't support that one. But say support it, but when it's about to have a little bit of a pinch of pain, no, I'm not. Well, go and fight now. My Ukrainian Americans, Ukrainian, how should I put him, Canadians and so on. Go and fight now. Now it's your chance. The invitation, they invite you. No punishment, but the Constitution says that you got to do it. And if you don't, just read the appendix. Not that appendix, but appendix. All right, my point is Ukraine is really, really trying to scrape from the bottom of the barrel in terms of personnel, and NATO will need to bring its boys into the fray and fight as instructors, peacekeeping forces, perfect universal love-making troops, freedom and democracy, defending Operation Freedom on the Grill or something. They will come up with some idiotic term. But hey, these are the guys in charge of us. Unfortunately, they are. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.